Good morning from a very cold garage. You saw me, if you follow this channel, 4 days ago. I haven't been in front of the camera here in 5 weeks. I've been bedridden for about 4 of those, which is not all bad. 22 pounds, you know, hey. But I think so I started to try and do another video the day before yesterday on a trunk I'm refinishing and realized that was just too much for me. I'm dragging, but I'm getting there. But I didn't want to go a week with no video because it's kind of addicting for me. So instead, I'm going to do a real quick one. Well, hopefully I can keep it short. On these 2 shovels. That one a little loose on the handle. And this one, both shorties, no good for me, but they don't belong to me anyway. They're a friend of mine. She asked me to see what I could do with them a while back. And I told her I will, but they're going to be on the back burner. So they just got moved up to the front burner, and we're going to see if we can't at least get them ready for her to start. She's a big gardener, so I want her to be able to use them this spring. So let's get them cleaned up, get some life back into the wooden handles, see what that does, and get them out of here. That's one thing off the shelf. I have some really cool projects planned, and hopefully I can get back into the swing of things and get those going. But let's do this and get them gone. First things first is this handle. For one, it looks like it's cast. I'm pretty sure it is. I got the screw out. It's on there pretty tight. Probably have to whack it a little bit. But let's get that off, see if we can't clean up that wood and make that fit a little tighter. Add a second screw in the back possibly. Let's try that. Let's see. I don't want to go hog wild on it, but let's give it a little bang. There she is. Well, that should clean up pretty decent. Maybe we'll put a quick coat of paint on it. And then we'll reattach it after we get the life back into that. But as far as the shovels themselves, I think just a quick sanding, get some of the big chunks off and get some oil on it just to preserve it a little bit. So I didn't record me sitting at the wire wheel going to town on this thing, but I got the first coat of paint on it, and I think that's going to be nice. Her favorite color is purple. I know that because my wife's favorite color is purple, but I didn't have any. And the original color of this was red, so why not? So let's switch gears and go clean up the, oh, get out of my face, and clean up the handle a little bit. Do some sanding. Woohoo! So real quick, I hit the overall shovel with a used 80 grit flapper disc, and I thought, yeah, that's good enough, you know, it's just gonna, but I have some rust remover, so I thought, yeah, it's sitting on the shelf, it's not, I'm gonna put it on there and just see how it and what it does. It's a shovel, you know, and if it works okay on this one, I'll try it on the other one. So let me give a pause, get that set up, and we'll see what it, again, I don't even know why I have rust remover, but I do, so let's try it, okay? I almost thought I was a liar. I couldn't find it, but then I realized I had a bunch of paint remover. Like, no, that's not it. But then I came up and found that I have navel jelly. I haven't used this myself in years. I think I got it for my wife for a project she was doing. But this one I sanded, and this one I did not. So it's got a lot more surface. I brushed off the surface rust. So let's try it on both. It's a 10-minute process and then a freshwater rinse. So we'll spread it on there and just see what it does. I mean, again, these were kind of, I think the reason she entrusted me with them is they're kind of throwaway. tools. We'll see. I wanted to clarify, when I said I was bedridden, I could get up and get around a little, but I was in a lot of pain, so staying horizontal most of the time was a better option. But yesterday I went and picked up some new meds and took some more blood tests, and I've given so much blood lately at the VA here. The RVA hospital is amazing. The care they give. The process of the VA leaves much to be desired because, bureaucracy, but it's kind of sad talking to some of the people there that have treated me so well, knowing that they're pretty fearful that they're probably not going to be there much longer. And ironically, the ones that are willing to chat, most of them are concerned with what we call continuity of care. They're like, and it's a big deal for people. It's a big deal for me. Anyway, I'm not on a soapbox. I'm just killing time while I fill this in. So it was kind of interesting to hear their point of view on the real world here. And of course, I have a vested stake interest in their success. Okay. Woo. That stuff's pretty strong, but not bad. God, like I said, I haven't used this in years. So we'll see how badly I messed up doing it. Let me throw this out and some of this out. I'm going to be honest and tell you what I just did. I showed you the handle and then I walked into it with my beautiful hat and got red paint all over it. So now it's covered in paint thinner, and I'll have to wash it when I'm done here today and see if I can recoup one of my favorite hats. But okay, we're gonna let that sit. We're gonna give it a 10-minute timer, and so my timer says 10 minutes, and it says to go rinse this in water. So I'm gonna take it outside and hose it off and bring it back and show you if I made a mess or success. Okay, so here's where we're at. This one I rinsed off the navel jelly and haven't done anything with. I think I'm just gonna use some of my Vaseline mineral oil on it. This one, I sanded it some more. You can see it's pretty pitted, but I don't know, I kind of like it. So I sanded off more of the deeper rust, and then I coated it in some used oil, and then I heated it up, kind of polymerized it in. So it doesn't look pretty, but I think it's going to be a pretty durable finish. Still got to do the handles, but I'm going to catch that one up. So that's where we're at. Let's keep going. Okay, where are we? I'm out of practice here, guys. I sanded the handle down. I found on my shelf some of this rust neutralizer, which just makes the rust neutral so you can paint over it. We'll see. So I gave this shovel a cleanup, and I had some brown spray paint, which I thought, it's a shovel. It's going to get the crap beat out of it, so we'll use brown. Painted that brown, painted the handle white because it was white and because I had white. So we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to linseed oil the handle. On this guy, I figured it out. Well, I'm not that bright. This was cut down and whittled down to be the handle. So this was a longer shovel, which makes sense if you feel the heft of it. This one just has the baked in oil. So it doesn't look as pretty, but it's going to take a beating. The edges have been sharpened up and cleaned up. This one is stamped by the original owner too. Another tool. I don't know if you can read that. It says USAID. So USAID owned this shovel, and he USAID it a lot because it's pretty beat up. So we're gonna get the handle back on. I think I'm gonna put 2 new screws in front and back. I was gonna bolt through it, but I think that'll just wind up wobbling. We're gonna get 2 fatty wood screws in it and turn it back into its small shovel, and they'll be ready to go. So right now we're just waiting for some drying to happen, and gonna go from there. So I know this is gonna be a really disjointed, odd video, and well, most of mine are, but this one's gonna be a little special to that. I've had to take a lot of breaks. Hopefully the chest I'm working on, some of the parts I had to order come in, and I can get that wrapped up next week. That one's been difficult. But if not, we'll pick something else out here that needs to get done up, and we'll get her done up. So in that respect, things are happening. All right, in the home stretch, guys. I got these square drive screws that back in 1995, I was working at a warehouse, and I went out to dump some stuff in the dumpster. And there was a whole ton, like hundreds of these different sizes, square drive, dumped in the bottom of the dumpster. So at my lunchtime, I went back out, climbed in the dumpster, and dug out, at least a couple hundred. I probably only have 75, 100 left. But man, over the years, they've come in handy. Oh, there we go. All right, that handle ain't going anywhere. At least not in my lifetime. That's probably not saying a lot. This is the ugly guy, but again, that's baked on there good. Don't want to get into too many details. So let's get some linseed oil on it while the other one's still drying. But I got some teak oil too. Which do you prefer? Linseed or teak? Okay, boiled linseed it is, because I finally found it. Can you tell I'm stalling again? There's something about this stuff. I had a friend that was about 67, right before he retired, and we worked on the military base. And they would send us into some places that nobody had business being in. I could tell you stories there, but right towards the end, he was a sprinkler fitter, and he told all his coworkers, look, if they send you to a place that you're afraid might have asbestos, because a lot of the places did, or even if it's labeled asbestos and they want you to go in it anyway, he said, just give me a ring, I'll go do the work for you. Here was his theory. It takes 15, 20 years for asbestosis to kill you, and he kind of knew he didn't have that much time left anyway. So he said, rather than these young guys going in and getting asbestos in their lungs, which we probably already had, because I know I did, he said, it would be better if I get it, because by the time it kills me, I'll already be dead. I remember that. I love that line. By the time it kills me, I'll already be dead. The point to that was I used to avoid sniffing vapors. And now I'm like, wonder what that smells like. I know, it's stupid. And I don't know, it just brought up that memory of him. But I thought, well, that's a pretty damn selfless act, because they would literally attack somebody who didn't do their job because they felt unsafe, and hold it against them to the bitter end. But this guy figured a way around it. Send me in, I'm old. and he was right. Oh, look at that. Kind of brought out that grain nicely. It's going to take a while to dry. I'm going to go ahead and put a light coat on the metal down here, another layer of protection, and wipe off some of the grime. But boy, that feels good. The other one, the handles, the metal's still drying, the brown paint I put on it, so I can't dive right in yet. So we're going to hang this one up, call it done, and wait for the other one to dry. And maybe tomorrow I can give this young lady a ring and let her know, finally, your shovels are done. So let's set that up there. Boy, that's pretty. I mean, pretty in comparison to what it was, right? What you didn't see is I spilled a quart of oil, motor oil, used motor oil though, but pretty clean, on my workbench here. Luckily I had some kitty litter, so soak that up. But boy, this thing, I'm glad I made it where I could just replace the top if I need be or cover over it, because I'm beating the crap out of it and I like it. So, all right, we'll be back in a few. And just like that, we have 2 shovels back in service. They weren't that far gone, but they're that much better now. The handles have really soaked up that linseed oil, so they're much better more comfortable to hold. We got paint over the bare metal. These are ready to go to work in the garden, and that's exactly where they're heading. So thanks for following along. Sorry my format's a little bit dry right now, but hopefully by next week things are much better. Thanks, guys.